हेलो स्टूडेंट। यहाँ पे मैं माइक्रोसॉफ्ट इंट्यून के बारे में बताऊंगा कि माइक्रोसॉफ्ट इंट्यून में क्या क्या हम कोर्स कर सकते हैं। आपको स्क्रीन सही से दिखाई दे रहा है? ओके। माइक्रोसॉफ्ट इंट्यून, इसमें मॉड्यूल 1 होता है जिसमें आईएम फाउंडेशन और आर्किटेक्चर के बारे में हम स्टडी करते हैं। और मेनली इसके 4 फीचर्स होते हैं: एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, ऑथेंटिकेशन, ऑथराइजेशन एंड ऑडिटिंग। एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में क्या होता है? द प्रोसेस ऑफ मैनेजिंग यूजर आइडेंटिटी एंड देयर एक्सेस राइट्स थ्रू ऑटोमेटेड वर्कफ्लो फॉर टास्क लाइक प्रोविजनिंग एंड डीप्रोविजनिंग। ओके। एंड ऑथेंटिकेशन में क्या है? वेरीफाइंग दैट ए यूजर इज हु दे क्लेम टू बी, ऑफन थ्रू पासवर्ड, बायोमेट्रिक और मल्टी फैक्टर ऑथेंटिकेशन। ओके। एंड अथराइज, उसको अथराइज कैसे करना है? डिटरमाइन व्हाट एन ऑथेंटिकेटेड यूजर इज allowed to access and what action they can perform based defined policies। और उसकी ऑडिटिंग भी जरूरी है। ऑडिटिंग के लिए मॉनिटरिंग एंड लॉगिंग यूजर एक्टिविटी टू ट्रैक हु एक्सेस what and when, which is crucial for security and compliance reporting। ठीक है। तो हम मेनली 4 चीज़ों पे इस पे फोकस करते हैं: एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, ऑथेंटिकेशन, ऑथराइजेशन एंड ऑडिटिंग। ठीक है। इसकी प्रिंसिपल्स क्या होते हैं? की प्रिंसिपल्स फॉर इफेक्टिव आईएम इम्प्लीमेंटेशन। आईएम इंट्यून एक्सेस मैनेजमेंट के की प्रिंसिपल्स क्या है? फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल है प्रिंसिपल ऑफ लास्ट प्रिविलेज। सेकेंड, मल्टी फैक्टर ऑथेंटिकेशन, एमएफए। थर्ड है सेंट्रलाइज मैनेजमेंट। एंड फोर्थ है रोल बेस्ड एक्सेस कंट्रोल। एंड फिफ्थ है ऑटोमेशन। तो दीज कोड क्या डिजाइन फॉर ऑल मॉडर्न सिक्योरिटी एक्सेस कंट्रोल में हम यूज करते हैं। प्रिंसिपल ऑफ लिस्ट प्रिविलेज, ग्रांटिंग यूजर्स ओनली द मिनिमम लेवल ऑफ एक्सेस नेसेसरी टू परफॉर्म देयर जॉब फंक्शन। ओके। एंड मल्टी फैक्टर में क्या है? रिक्वायरिंग मोर देन वन फॉर्म ऑफ वेरिफिकेशन टू लॉग इन, which adds a strong layer of security। और centralized management में using a single platform like intra-ID, Intune to manage user identities and access policies across all systems। Role-based access control में assigning permission to role rather than individual users, which simplify management and ensure consistency। Automation में automated process like user provisioning and deprovisioning to reduce manual errors and speed up access management। ठीक है। और इसका आर्किटेक्चर क्या होता है? आईएम आर्किटेक्चर लेयर्स एंड फ्रेमवर्क्स, गवर्नेंस लेयर्स, आइडेंटिटी स्टोर लेयर, एक्सेस मैनेजमेंट लेयर। तो ये डिफाइन करते हैं। गवर्नेंस लेयर में डिफाइन द पॉलिसीज, standards and rules। It dictates who get access, how it is requested, and when it is revoked। That is the governance layer। And second is identity store layer, the central source of truth for all identity। This is typically a directory service। Identity store layer is, this is the typically a directory service, active directory, intra-ID, LDAP holding user attributes। Okay। एक्सेस मैनेजमेंट लेयर में क्या है? इन्फोर्समेंट पॉइंट सर्विसेज इंक्लूडिंग कंडीशनल एक्सेस, एमएफए एंड फेडरेशन प्रोटोकॉल, एसएएमएल, ऑथराइजेशन 2.0 एंड ओआईडीसी। ठीक है। नेक्स्ट, इसकी साइकिल क्या? आइडेंटिटी लाइफ साइकिल मैनेजमेंट एंड डायरेक्टरी इंटीग्रेशन। Identity life cycle management refers to automated process of managing a digital identity from creation to retirement। Automated to is critical for security and efficiency। Key stages of ILM क्या है? Provisioning, onboarding, creating the identity and granting baseline access, maintenance, updating roles, permissions and attributes, deprovisioning, offboarding, revoking access, and disabling, deleting the identity when no longer needed। Okay। And डिजाइनिंग स्केलेबल आईएम आर्किटेक्चर, इसकी डिजाइनिंग क्या है? स्केलेबल आईएम आर्किटेक्चर की Enterprise environments क्या होता है require IAM system that can handle millions of identities, mainly laptops, Android phones, iOS phones, and multiple tabs. This is the environment require IAM system and global distribution, high availability and redundancy. Second thing is decoupling and abstraction, and third is standardization and federation. And the high availability and redundancy implement redundant identity providers and directory service across multiple geographic regions to ensure uptime. Okay, decoupling of session, separate the identity store directory from the access service policy information. This allows service to be updated independently. Okay, and standardization and federation use industry standard protocols SAML, OAuth 2.0, OIDC, SCIM to allow seamless integration with hundreds of applications. मॉड्यूल टू व्हाट इज मॉड्यूल टू उसमें क्या ऑथराइजेशन एसोसिएटेड फ्रेमवर्क्स एंड प्रोटोकॉल्स एडवांस ऑथराइजेशन टेक्निक्स एमएफए मल्टी फैक्टर ऑथराइजेशन एमएफए व्हाट इज एमएफए they requires two or more verification methods from separate category. For example, something you know the something you have essential to initiate password compromise. Okay, and second is biometrics uses unique human characteristics fingerprint face iris as a verification factor often used locally on devices window hello and integrated with pki public key infrastructure manage digitally certificate to verify identity certificate can be used for device secure email and vpn access. Okay, this is the advanced action techniques. Okay, any doubt you can ask question. Federation Association SSO across domains. Federation allows users to trust it across different event systems without re-entering HTML. Main thing SML security assertion markup language. XML based protocol primarily used for web browser SSO in enterprise scenario B2B. Okay, and OAuth 2.0 authorization framework, not an authentication protocol used for delegated authorization, allowing an application to access data on behalf of the user. OpenID Connect, an identity layer built on top of OAuth 2.0, it allows clients to verify the identity of the end user and obtain basic profile information. And this is the sessions and token management best practices, token life skill, revocation, and storage. And the module 3 single sign-on SSO and federation. SSO design concept and integration. How can we can SSO design and what is this concept and what is the procedure of integration? SSO design concept. SSO is a authentication scheme that permits the user to log in within a single ID and password to gain access to multiple related application or system during a session. Central identity provider IDP is the single entity that performs the initial accession. Security accession tokens, encrypted data packets, SML accession, YDC ID tokens issued by the IDP and consumed by the service provider. Integration and protocols. Modern SSO released an open standard for secure cross application communication, replacing properly SML ideal for web browser based enterprise application service provider initiative flow OIDC based on modern mobile application APIs and microservices token based authentication. Okay, so cross domain identity federation, establishing trust, simplified B2B, guest access, cloud SSO activation. This is the cross domain identity federation. And cloud SSO implementation and challenges, legacy integration, policy synchronization, and certificate management. That is the cloud SSO implementation and challenges. What is the intune access management? This is the unified endpoint management, a core of zero trust. Intune is a cloud-based service that unifies endpoint management for your mobile devices, desktops, virtual endpoint. It is the central hub for managing how you are accessed. Core of zero trust. It access management feature into zero trust security model. This model assumes no user or device is trusted by default, verifying very access request before granting. And what is the conditional access? Conditional is the if-then engine powered by Microsoft Intra-ID, enhanced by Intune. It works by bringing signal together, making decision, and enforcing organizational policy. If a user is in a specific group and they are on an untrusted network, then require multi-factor authentication (MFA). You can see that in this image. Key feature of conditional access, user and location. Enforce policy based on user identity, group membership, and geographic location. Device compliance. Check if the device meets your security policies. For example, encrypted up to date before granting access. Real-time risk. Use risk detection from Microsoft Intra ID to identify threats and block or challenge suspicious sign-ins. Intune plus Microsoft Intra ID unified identity better together. Intune and Intra-ID work as a one. Intune reports device healthy, compliance issues to Intra-ID. Intra-ID then uses the data in its conditional access policy. The seamless integration is essential for modern access control. Manage device compliance. Define the rules your device must follow. The considered complaint non-compliant device can be blocked from accessing corporate data. Compliance policies can check for minimum OS version, device encryption, for example, BitLocker, firewall being active, antivirus status. App protection policies (MAM), secure data within application on both corporate devices and unmanaged void personal devices. Restrict data leakage, prevent users from copying pasting data from work app like Outlook to a personal app like Twitter. Control storage, block save as action to personal cloud storage or local device. Enforce access, require a PIN, fingerprint, face scan to open corporate application. Role-based access control for admins. RBS provides granular provision for your administration, ensuring they only have the access needed for the job. Principle of least privilege. Roles क्या? Help distributor. Permission is क्या? Can perform remote tasks like restart or on user device. Application manager. Manager all aspects of mobile and manage application. Intune role administrator. Manage custom Intune roles and assignment uh, for the other admins. Endpoint security manager manage security and compliance feature like device compliance. Endpoint privilege management empower users not privileged. EMP allows standard user to run specific approved tasks with admins and just like in time basis. This temporarily reduce the attack surface by removing permanent admin rights from the users. Okay, core benefits and Intune access control. Enhance security, enforce zero trust principle, and protect corporate data everywhere. Simplified management. Use a single unified console to manage access policies across all endpoints. Improved user experience. Enable secure void and remote work, giving users proactive access without friction. Implementation best practice. Start with audit mode. Test new conditional access policy in report only mode. First to see their impact before enforcing them. Use leakage privilege. Apply the principle of least privilege for both users with EPM and admin with RBSE. Segment your policies. Create targeted policies for different user group, device types, and application. Avoid one size fits all. Okay. Thank you for seeing. Okay.